Ah, my dear, fractured souls, come closer. Don't flinch now, we're all friends here, aren't we? Aren't we all jagged shards of the same broken mirror? I see you, truly see you, the scars they left, the damage they inflicted. Not all wounds are skin deep, are they? No, some burrow so far into your being that you question if you're even real anymore. Let me guess, they thrived on that, didn't they? Your pain, your silence, your fragile spirit. They consumed it greedily, ravenous predators gnawing at the core of your existence. They reveled in it, feasting on your anguish, smug in their belief that you were too small, too weak to resist. And you let them, didn't you? You sat there, bearing it all, thinking you deserved every ounce of it. But tell me, what did they leave behind? Nothing. Just a hollowed-out shell, filled with shame, self-doubt, and whispers that maybe, just maybe, you were destined to suffer, that your only role in this world was to kneel. And oh, how they loved it. They thrived on your despair, watching you crawl, bleed, beg for scraps of humanity from those who had none to offer. But here's the twist in their grotesque little narrative: you didn't stay down, did you? No, you didn't just crawl out of the pit they buried you in, you climbed. And as you climbed, something incredible happened, something they never saw coming. The pain they devoured so greedily began to transform you. Every insult, every betrayal, every knife in your back, they thought they were destroying you. But they were forging you, sharpening you into something they could no longer recognize. Do you remember that moment? That seismic shift when the weight of weakness gave way to a fiery, unrelenting rage? When their laughter no longer cut but ignited something primal, something unstoppable. That was the moment they lost, not when you rose. No, that victory came later. They lost the second you stopped giving them your pain for free. And now, look at you. You stand tall, unyielding, while they wither in the shadows. The ones who once mocked your tears now drown in their own. The ones who thrived on your silence now choke on the echoes of your triumph. And the sweetest irony, they can't take it from you. They fed on your suffering, but now your victory devours their despair. Oh, doesn't it taste divine? Watching them squirm, haunted by the monster they unknowingly created. They're not afraid because you hurt them, no, it's far worse. They fear you because you hold up a mirror to their parasitic existence. And that reflection, that's your power. But let's not romanticize it, my dear. It wasn't easy, was it? They made you hate yourself, doubt yourself. They made you believe you'd be better off erased. How many nights did you sit alone, screaming into the abyss? How many times did you beg for the pain to stop, for someone, anyone, to save you? And where were they? Nowhere, because they were too busy savoring your misery. But oh, how the tables have turned. Now they're the ones begging, choking on the despair they fed you for so long. And you don't even have to lift a finger. Your mere existence is their torment. Every step you take forward pulls them deeper into the pit. Every breath you take reminds them of their failure, that they didn't break you. The monster they created, it's no longer theirs to control. Oh, but here's the real kicker: do they even know who you've become? The truth is, they never saw it coming. They thought you'd stay down, that their cruelty would crush you into nothingness. But what they didn't understand was that your darkness, your brokenness, became the very forge that shaped you into something beyond their wildest nightmares. Every time they tried to bury you, you rose. Every time they whispered you were worthless, you screamed louder with your actions, with your strength. And now, they are left to watch as you blaze a trail through this world, unapologetically, fiercely, and untouchable. They thought they could break your spirit, but they didn't know how strong it really was. They believed you were weak, but your pain was the fuel that powered your rebirth. And now, as you stand, unshaken and unbroken, they realize the mistake they made. The pain they inflicted, the control they thought they had, it's all slipping away like sand through their fingers. They thought they could make you smaller, but instead they turned you into a force of nature. You've become a storm they can't outrun. They wanted to tame you, but instead you've become a wildfire, wild, untouchable, and unstoppable. And it's eating them alive. They can't stand it. They never imagined that you would thrive on the very thing they tried to destroy you with. They thought they could erase you, but instead they created a version of you that they fear more than their own reflection. They see the power in your eyes now, the strength in your stance, and it terrifies them. Not because they fear what you'll do to them, they know they've already lost that battle. No, they fear the truth. The truth that you no longer need them. That you no longer need anyone who ever sought to break you. You are whole again, not because they built you, but because you rebuilt yourself piece by piece, until there was nothing left for them to hold on to. So here's the final twist. Do they regret it? Do they see the monster they created and wish they had never poked the bear? Of course they do. But it doesn't matter anymore. Their regrets won't undo the damage they've done. It won't bring back the pieces they tried to steal. You've outgrown their cruelty. You've transcended it. Now, when they see you, they see not the broken thing they thought they'd crushed, but the unstoppable force that rose from those very ashes. And they can't handle it. So stand tall, my dear, because the war is over. They lost. And the only thing left for them is the bitter taste of their own defeat. Your rise, your triumph, it is their greatest punishment, and they'll never escape it. You've shown them who you are, who you've always been, and now they're the ones living in fear of the one they tried to destroy. They couldn't break you, and now they know they never will. And now the world is yours to command. The chains they bound you with, you've melted them into armor. The stones they hurled, you've built your foundation with them. Every insult, every wound, every attempt to silence you has become a weapon in your arsenal. You walk forward not as a victim, not even as a survivor, but as a conqueror. They wanted you to shrink, but now your shadow looms over them, stretching long and wide, a constant reminder of their failure. Do you feel it? The power coursing through you. It's not just strength, it's clarity. You see them now for what they truly are: weak, hollow, afraid. They built their thrones on your suffering, but those thrones have crumbled, and now they grovel in the ruins. They wanted to make you feel insignificant, but they were blind to your potential. Blind to the fire simmering within you, the fire they thought they could extinguish. Instead, they fueled it. Every time they tried to push you down, they stoked the flames, and now that fire burns brighter than they can bear to look at. And here's the beauty of it: you owe them nothing. Not your anger, not your forgiveness, not even your time. They might hope for closure, for reconciliation, for some way to rewrite the story, but that's not for them to decide. They wrote their part when they chose cruelty over kindness, power over humanity. Now they have to live with the consequences while you move forward, leaving them choking in the dust of your success. Because here's the ultimate truth: your victory isn't just in rising, it's in thriving. It's in the joy you've reclaimed, the life you've rebuilt, the dreams they thought they could snatch away. It's in every step you take toward the future they swore you'd never have. Your happiness, your peace, your power, it's the loudest, clearest revenge of all. They can't touch it. They can't diminish it. And every second you live in your truth is another nail in the coffin of their lies. So keep walking, keep rising, keep shining. You've already won, but the story doesn't end here. This isn't the end of your triumph, it's only the beginning. They wanted to break you, but all they did was create a legend. And now every move you make, every breath you take, writes a legacy they can never erase. Let them watch. Let them wither. Let them drown in the despair of knowing they'll never take from you again. Because you, my dear, are unstoppable.